They're adjusting the nozzle
the
angles.
gaseous oxygen vent arm at 2 minutes and 50 seconds before launch. Coming up in 15 seconds.
Most people call it the beauty cap. Just so you know, what you're going to be hearing, you're hearing all kinds of voices here. That's Mike Curie. Mike Kleinbach is the launch
3 minutes
director. I
left.
don't hear much of him anymore. Johnson Space Center takes control after liftoff. Josh Miley is the commentator. The flight director is Richard Jones. You'll be hearing Charlie Hobaugh on the communication links between Steve Lindsay, the commander of Discovery. So those are your voices. Mike Curie now. You'll soon hear Josh Miley after liftoff. By the way, the liftoff phrase today was selected by the Discovery team en masse. So we're going to hear what the liftoff, and there's always a phrase that they use of Discovery on a blank. That has been decided and discussed among the team, and we'll hear what that is. Then we'll hear Josh Byerly, and then we'll hear Charlie Hobaugh on the communications, and you'll hear us talking, of course. Okay, O2 flow, that's very serious.
This is when it becomes really real.
The hat
This is
comes
where
off.
closing oxygen risers, breathing in your oxygen.
Arm retracting.
There we go. Tell you, this is where it's, you just feel it as on a sim.
All right, T-2. I am so glad this big crowd here on the Space Coast, upwards of 40,000 people plus all around the Space Coast. You can see this on this beautiful day, the last launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery. Crew of 6 on its way to the International Space Station, carrying some supplies, a robot, and a spare closet for the International Space Station. On their way, we hope, in about a minute, 30 seconds. What a day.
90 seconds.
It's really more of a pantry. It's for storing all kinds of things, but it's for storing garbage is a big part of it. Bits and pieces that are no longer needed.
So it could be sent back to Earth. Repurposed. Well, and also, who knows what they might need those parts for then.
1 minute.
Well,
1 minute.
Right. Okay, we're getting close.
you're getting close. I know those jets are there for a reason. It's just why are they there?
Just leave them open, please.
But they're pre-firing, and then when the mixture comes out, then it goes. Is how I understand it. They're warming up the engines.
I just fill up the pit
Discovery's
full of
onboard computers have
just
primary
the low
control of
hanging
all
gas, and then
critical
when
functions.
it ignites,
seconds.
it just gives it a little
The
bit
sound
more
suppression water
punch.
system has been
It's a lot of
activated,
punch.
protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy waves. Go for main engine start.
All right.
We have main
There we go.
engine start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and the final liftoff of Discovery. A tribute to the dedication, hard work, and pride of America's space shuttle team. The shuttle is through the tower.
Oh yeah!
Space shuttle now will go on to its back. They have been aligned into orbit. Discovery now making one last reach for the stars.
A fuel tank does nothing except carry fuel.
Yeah, it's a big tank of liquid oxygen.
Discovery's engines are now throttling down as the orbiter passes through the area of maximum pressure, reducing the stress on the shuttle as it goes supersonic.
The reason they scrubbed it in November was because they found a helium leak.
Discovery Houston,
And
you
so
are go.
they had to deal with that. But then once they got drained again, they also found cracks in the struts that were holding the inner tank of the liquid oxygen.
That would be a good thing.
The bad thing was that it made the foam rounded loose. And so if the foam came loose and off, you could have a situation like what happened with Columbia, which would be bad.
Mission specialist Mike Barrett and Steve Lowe. Discovery's 3 main engines are burning fuel at a rate that during an average swimming pool in about 25 seconds.
No, I haven't seen
And
it.
combined with solid rocket boosters, produced more than 7 billion pounds of thrust.
Solids.
1 minute, 50 seconds into the flight, standing by for separation.
Will you stop talking over each other?
2,695 miles an hour.
Well, the vibration is like
Average in space is 29 miles.
You can barely see.
The launch of the space shuttle.
Oh,
All right, you'll see that the sound spread out, separation is out there. Now, it's less moving like that. It just feels like you're sitting, whatever.
There was some astronauts for separation in firm discovery.
Right, on my first visit, I thought it got so quiet, so smooth, I thought the engines had all stopped.
Go, Discovery, go.
Oh.
2 minutes, 25 seconds into the flight, Discovery traveled 3,189 miles
They're
an
the
hour. Its altitude 37
The
miles.
most traveled
Solid rocket
space shuttle
boosters.
vehicles.
3 miles.
Yes, indeed.
Already 142 million miles from the odometer.
Discovery is getting a big long orbit from its twin orbital maneuvering system engines on either side of the shuttle's tail. These two engines will burn for 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
We're 2 engines now. We do have updated your no-com mode boundaries, and we did launch late into pane 1, our only pane. The contingency abort boundaries will use our plus 230. Let me know when you're ready to copy this. You can press the ATO and press the MECO.
Okay, because we launched a few minutes late,
Copy all 200 now and ready to copy.
you're updating the new
And so
abort
you're
boundaries.
press the ATO 11.9, press the MECO
So what does that mean in the real world?
What that means is there are boundaries of what types of aborts they would do should they lose an engine or have their engine malfunction. They change based on time. So what you'll see is that what they're hearing are the updated times being read up to the commander, who's writing it down so that he knows. He loses an engine at this time, particular time.
He's literally writing them down, literally writing them out.
So new time, and that's
He's not shaking now,
right
right?
now. There are several different abort scenarios. We're coming up on at least the total time for negative return, meaning it could come back to Kennedy Space Center. It was 3 minutes, 54 seconds, 50 seconds into the flight, and we are there now.
There's phone. Or a tile, it was the tile that Brooke was looking at.
So 5 seconds later,
That's a pretty good feeling. At this point, Discovery is traveling too fast and is too far downrange to be able to return to the Kennedy Space Center.
So the return to launch site scenario, which we've talked about, which is not a good scenario,
No longer
ain't gonna happen.
have to face the possibility of flying almost hypersonic backwards in their own fluid.
sounds exciting.
So Discovery's return to Earth will not be at the Kennedy Space Center today.
Correct.
Could happen in 10 or 11 days. Could be Edwards.
By the way, plenty of,
I'm still voting for Dulles. Just bring it right in there.
by the way, plenty of people joining for the first time.
Because it'll be on display in the Smithsonian once it's been cleaned up and
Is the time when shuttle is considered in orbit.
has gone through all the post stuff that they have to do to it to get it. You see it right
Shuttle
there.
in orbit. I know there's many of you that have never seen this before. It's not technically there yet. So we have to wait for that and listen to the main engine cut off.
It's looking pretty clean so far. I didn't notice anything coming out of it. But of course, there are a lot of eyes looking at high-def pictures and
Kirk,
looking at this.
we might need some assistance.
I actually saw it, right? We actually saw several tiles come off.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
then again, those can be,
That's it.
Replaced
Towards the
using-
orbit. That's a good moment too. That
Wi-Fi.
means something goes wrong, they're still gonna get into some sort of orbit.
They do have contingency plans for that,
yeah,
just depending on how bad the damage is.
yeah, they pack extra, extra tiles, just in case.
It will roll over to the heads-up position.
There is no up, and there is no down in space.
See the shuttle rolling here in a moment.
In fact, direction is relative.
That was that voice.
Here comes the roll.
All right.
Woo!
Yeah, we're sharing our survival with our viewers.
Success. Here we go.
Celebration, of course, we do have to wait till they're in orbit.
We're just preparing, we're not lighting, we're not lighting. We will not light these cigars until the time is right.
Let's get it ready.
Not cigar time yet.
Now remember, there was one mission we lost. We had an engine go out. Story Musgrave's mission here.
We'll get an abort orbit.
There's the one and only aboard real life.
The orange thing on the bottom of the screen, that's the
The actual
exterior fuel
single,
tank.
flight abort.
And so you're looking at the belly of the space shuttle. Right there.
Circularize the orbit.
Must have come off of the nose.
Yeah, somewhere towards the
Hey,
front.
people want to know out there.
Of course, we are toward the nose.
It's possible to launch without the range. No, it is not.
Well,
Safety mechanism.
It's now a moot issue.
that's right.
We don't care. No, he can't launch that. I didn't need that. I just want to thank the
The
IT guys.
tiles are like some kind of ceramic and steel interwoven kind of thing.
Another minute and 20 seconds before Space Shuttle Discovery is in orbit over final time. 7 minutes, 50 seconds into Discovery's flight. So, now we're 700 miles an hour. 6 miles. I love that liftoff.
The signal getting fuzzy as it gets further
What was the
away.
liftoff line? I sort of missed it. I was focused on something else.
Getting some interference
Not
there.
verbatim, but it was talking about a tribute to the men and women who worked on the program 56 years now. We did mention the final voyage of Discovery.
And for old time's sake, they said clear the tower, which was kind of a harkens back to the old days. Yeah.
That was the most moving liftoff I see,
Or it could just be that
just because of what
they're having trouble with the transmission from Kennedy to the web.
Well, I think they're passing through.
Yeah, there's a dead zone there, or like an interference zone.
Magnetic
Alright, so
field.
the shot that you'll see, the orbiter, you'll see that engine's tail off, and you can see that orbit kind of diminish. And then you'll see that orbiter come off the top of the camera is on the external tank.
And you know, there's really not a lot of tail off. I mean, it's sudden. 8 engine comes with a bang. We're waiting for sensations now.
Prepare for free fall.
Now,
And this is what people blow times, right?
This is the first opportunity.
It's the first stop.
okay, we have made the cutoff.
Yay, Nico.
They're there. And watch for this beautiful shot as it comes off. There it goes.
All right, and off we go on the external fuel tank.
Cameras,
No, it's going out to go into orbit, and it's about to come away from the fuel tank.
Crew members trying to get some pictures.
right, so they'll flip over, and the crew member will take shots. Camera says, wow, look at that. Discovery leaving. I should say the
You
external
can
tank
see
leaving.
the thrusters firing as it does the maneuver. All right, I agree with Larry Martin now, guys.
Okay, now just translate what Mohammed just said. He is doing an old tradition here from Kennedy Space Center. After launch, and lighting a cigar along with Lee Richard. Welcome, Steve Lindsay.
I really hope that it lands in the sea
Good to
and
be
it
here. It's
doesn't
so nice to hear that. Steve
fall and
Lindsay,
then it's all of a sudden like, like a huge dent in the ground.
Now we've got a little celebration here going on. I'm doing a second-hand celebration, by the way.
Did you want one?
No, it's totally okay. I have my own.
I didn't think you were into it.
No, it's my second-hand celebration.
Well, all I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, that was a nail biter.
It
of
was.
mine. It really was. You know, it just goes to show you, you never know what it's going to be.
Did it launch?
You gotta
2
be
seconds to go.
tough.